All right, the next subfolder I'll go over is number 4, which is the notes and reading. It's basically the content instruction for each unit. And you'll see that it's number 4. It's also in the link table of contents. Let's look at the link table of contents right now. And there is going to be 3 options for every single unit that are usually very complementary and cover much the same information. There's a Google Slides for direct instruction that comes with the graphic organizer for students to fill in while you're instructing. It's also provided in paper if you'd like to have the answers on paper and then also have them fill it out, which is a closed notes version. There is a stations reading or an online investigation, depending on how it is you prefer. If you'd like to print stations and have them do it on paper, there's a PDF for you, or it can be completely online, and I'll show you an option there. And then lastly, there's a historical snapshot with worksheet options and also a quiz. So typically in a unit, I will do maybe either a direct instruction Google Slides or the historical snapshot, and then typically some sort of stations. But it depends on really what you did the unit before and how much time you have. You know, the Google Slides presentation could be enough if that's all you want to do is do an introductory piece. So I'm going to show you the Google Slides version in just a second, or the historical snapshot could just be enough. It really depends on your time allotment and what you prefer. And sometimes it's what you're feeling too, as we know throughout the year. So I'm going to open the notes and readings, and you'll see that the exact same numbers are here. Here is the Google Slides, which is a great way of providing information. All of our slides shows have a check for understanding question for students to complete. Of course, there's the graphic organizer that also goes with the slides. It's sort of the nuts and bolts of the unit. Here's a worksheet for this particular unit, but also they could be filling it out on a Google format, or here are the answers here if you'd like to just give them a sheet and they can do it independently without you presenting at all. But the same information that's on the slides is also on this graphic organizer, so they can be filling in the blanks while they go. There's also a printable stations option. And so in the printable stations option, there's some teacher notes for every single one and what to copy, but basically it's the same. For every single stations, there's a one-page reading and then some questions down below. Toward the end of the doc, there is a printable stations answer doc that the students can go around with as they're reading. Of course, this same exact thing is also available on an online investigation. It's a little different format, and one way that I would like to just introduce that's been working really well in my class for this format is I give each group, a group of 4, a reading. They are then responsible for answering the questions down below and doing a main idea, 3 supporting facts, 2 pictures, and a shortened summary. You'll see the shortened summaries are different per page. This one is a web address. That's the shortened summary. This one is a bumper sticker. This one is a text. This one is a billboard. So it just depends on which reading they have as to what was selected. How this really works well is the groups then get up and present their page. That is the main idea and reading, so that everyone's exposed to it. I do not have the audience fill out this information. I just felt like it's kind of tedious. They just seem to kind of know what the general reading is about. And then what they do fill out, though, is the answers to the questions that one of the group members presents about. I found this to be much easier format as far as presentation style. So again, this is just an option for the stations in a different format. And lastly, there's historical snapshot. Let's see, here is the quiz. Here's the historical snapshot. The historical snapshot is like a one-stop shop, has all the information they would need to know, the important information for a particular era. In every single snapshot, there is a worksheet if you would like, and then also an answer key, but also an annotation guide. What I usually do for the annotation guide is I typically, for every single unit, do the mystery word, which is they define in each section of one word that they didn't know. They highlight the golden text, and then they do a shortened summary, hashtag, billboard, web address, license plate, depending on what you'd like. And there's a quiz, which is fantastic for making sure that they grappled the content and comprehended it. That's also available in a Google Ready Forms format. So it really depends what you prefer, what you're feeling for the unit. But either way, all the content is covered, so you can feel confident that the students were exposed to the information that's the most important.